We also highlight the use of weighted swim bait hooks, one of the hottest techniques for these times, especially for largemouth bass rigged just right. Time now to begin with a topic you won't find anywhere else in fishing. Let's get on with the show. Crafty anglers find unique approaches to solving problems they face in the field. So it is with difficult anchoring problems. Whether the angler is fishing for sky-busting tarpon in heavy tidal flow in the Florida Keys, or fishing for North America's largest sport fish, the white sturgeon, in the surging currents of the Columbia River of the Pacific Northwest. Big white sturgeon go for big baits set in heavy current adjacent to deep water. They're brutes when they're hooked, the more so in the current. But they also often come up to try to get rid of hooks by jumping. The fish isn't just the biggest fish in freshwater, it's also one of the most spectacular.
Yes! Unbelievable.
The idea is to be able to cut loose from your anchored position to follow and fight big fish. Then, return to easily hook back up to start fishing again, all without having to re-anchor and potentially losing your spot. Fundamental to the system is an inflatable vinyl ball or buoy, which keeps the end of the anchor line floating high and easy to find once you're ready to reattach to it. Anglers can be back in action in minutes.
Oh, he's running upstream. I'll pull the boat a little bit up, keep you right even with him. Try to keep him up off that big bouldery bottom best you can. Good job. Here, I'll spin the boat a little. Neutral. Isn't he a beaut?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got the leader. Oh, look at the size I got. He's at least 7.
That is incredible. That is the most powerful fish I have ever fought in freshwater, Jim.
You turn him over, he just gently swims off. Great job, Steve. All right.
Thank you.
What a good way to start things off.
Well, let's get a big one.
Let's get a big one. Perfect.
The plan is much the same when fishing bridge passes for tarpon in the Florida Keys. As tidal flow increases, washing bait fish and crabs past the pinched areas created by the bridge, tarpon become active and positioned to work the tidal flow. In this case, we're anchored strategically to cast jigs and soft baits to the current breaks created by the bridge pilings. Fish on. Let's rock and roll. Spectacular leaps. It's all you can do to hold on, but you must get off anchor to follow the fish, hopefully getting it away from the hazards created by the bridge pilings. This too is some of the most exhilarating fishing in the world. What a great athlete of a fish. And when you're ready to re-anchor, your anchor hasn't moved. You haven't lost your spot, and in short order, you're fishing again.
Back her up. So all we've got rigging-wise here, we've got a grapple anchor, short anchor rope, we've got a ball system tied off to the anchor rope, and when we hook up, all I have down here, as you look down here, is I've got a slip knot tied right there. All I have to do is pull on this, it comes loose, the ball goes into the water, and we're free to fight the fish, and then you come back and you hook up to your ball again, and that's the system that everybody uses down here. There's a tarpon, was way out there. Way out. Just a quick little slip knot right here. We're off. Which way?
Right here.
Okay. Hey, beautiful. Beautiful. Good job. Way to bow to him. You got to keep him over the fish. Wear that fish down a little faster. Oh, there we go.
All that work for nothing.
No, it wasn't for nothing, exactly.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
Hey, I don't know, that's as good as it gets for me. We didn't have to deal with them by the side of the boat, probably about 100-pound fish, 4 jumps, beautiful sunrise. Man, we're living in paradise.
Anchor balls are also used on some of our large interior rivers where anglers anchor to fish for big catfish. Captain Jason Bridges is an expert in this regard, and a trip to fish Wheeler Reservoir in Alabama, just south of Huntsville, produced In-Fisherman Editor-in-Chief Doug Stange's biggest blue cat at 82 pounds.
If we catch a big fish, I can just untie my rope right here, throw all this rope out and my other tag-in jug, and everything will stay in its place until we get the fish landed, and then all we have to do is pull right back up, grab our rope, and tie right back off and start fishing again.
And the reason that's so vitally important is that this is all about 70 to 100 to catching a world record of bluecat. And you're not probably going to be able to, in this current, fight those kind of fish without throwing and going and then getting over top of the fish to beat that fish.
Note the system bridges used to retrieve the heavy anchor required to fish this big river. Pretty slick, if we do say so ourselves. Recently, we've also used an anchor release ball to fish for resurgent lake sturgeon on the Rainy River bordering northwest Ontario and Minnesota. It's the same ball we use when fishing in the Florida Keys. Again, with a fish on, the anchor line is released so the fish can be fought from a free drifting boat.
You can fight them from an anchored boat, but like this fish, when me by myself, I'll never get him in the boat. Big pectoral fins going back and forth on the line. There he is. Beautiful fish. They are incredibly powerful fish. And I'm gonna beach us and see if we can't deal with that fish from shore. And now, I should be able to get out and deal with him once we get him up here a little farther.
Whether you're fishing from a kayak, a small flat-bottom boat, or a larger craft, if you anchor in current, perhaps these anchoring systems are adaptable to make your fishing more effective. It's genius in the field, in action. This segment brought to you by Smokercraft.